Are you confused about what to apply to your lawn specifically, or when to apply it, or what might be the best time? Now, we have over 20 years of experience on West Michigan lawns in these cool season grasses, applying the products at the perfect time and at the perfect rate to give you your desired results. Now, we're going to help you possibly do that for yourself as well. In this video, we're going to talk about the best times and the best practices when to apply these things. But first, give us a like, give us a follow, ask any questions you might have. We'd love to answer those for you. Now we're going to go through the steps you need to follow in order to perfect your program and when to apply that program to your lawn. Number one is going to be identify what kind of lawn you have or what region you are in. Now, we are in Michigan here. We deal with all cool season grasses. If you're in the South, you may have some different grasses. Second, you want to understand NPK, or nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and what they do for your lawn. Check out our other video on NPK and what it does for your lawn. The third option is, if you have no idea where to start, the best thing too is start with a soil test of your lawn. That's going to basically tell you your lawn health. It's going to tell you all your micronutrients, all your macronutrients, and things you need to add to the lawn in order to get to an acceptable level. The next thing we're going to look at is soil temperature. Now, that's a great thing as to when to start your very first application and when to begin your program. So once we know that our soil temp hits 55 degrees, that is when we want to get our first application down. Now, that is going to be likely a prevention application, not a lot of nutrients in it, but the important thing is we're going to be targeting that crabgrass in that application. Our second application is likely going to be 4 to 6 weeks after that first application, and that is when the turf is in full growth mode. So it's going to really be waking up, it's going to be growing at a nice rate, and it's going to be hungry. So you want to make sure you have nitrogen in that application. Now, that application is very important because that's going to be a time to give the turf the nutrients it needs to prevent a lot of stress that's coming. You don't want to push for any top or bottom growth during that time. Also, during this time is where you're going to apply your preventative for grubs. Our fourth app is where we add in those micronutrients we talked about in the last video. Now, that's going to help your turf with its overall performance, its vigor, and its green standing in these times of stress during these summer months. Our fifth app is going to be where summer starts to end and fall starts, so we want to start to develop root growth for the plant. The last application, or the Winterizer application, is the application where you give that lawn what it needs basically to go into dormancy. It's also going to help give it what it needs to uptake and wake it up faster in the spring for you. Next, we're going to talk about how to choose fertilizer from a big box store. Now, pay attention to sizing. A lot of turf bags have the size that you need specifically on there. Just make sure you pay attention to that. A good way to get your property size, or your turf square footage size, is to go on Google Maps and just hit your address in and measure it for your area. That will give you the almost exact measurement that you need and the square footage you need in order for your bags. Now we're going to talk about what bags you actually need to look for in the store. When you start in the spring, that's when you're going to want to really focus on your crabgrass prevention. So when you go to the store and look for a bag, that's what you want to make sure it's in the bag. You want to make sure it says that. You're not really focused on the fertilizer at that point. It's all about prevention. But when we move later into the year, basically late spring, early summer, that's where you're going to want to focus on your fertilizers and your micronutrient packages. As we move further, we're going to be moving into the summer. Now, during that time is where you're going to be focusing on your merit or your possibly grub preventative options. Furthermore, later in the season, you want to be looking for those nitrogen numbers, but also you want to focus on the potassium as well going into that Winterizer application. Now that we've talked about what you need and when you need it, in one of our upcoming videos, we're going to actually teach you how to apply it and where to apply it basically. Give us a like and a follow, ask us questions, let us know how we're doing. We'd love to help you out.